This tutorial will give you a simple overview of drag and drop modeling and how to handle the camera. To begin, we will create a new scene. I click on this icon, and in the template dialog, we click on OK to choose the default template. And then we will change the camera view to click on this button. We change it to top front left, so that you and I are in the same position with the camera. When this is done, we will left drag a block, click and hold, and drag it onto the scene and drop it. And then we click on the block so that we can see the size handles. We click on this handle to change the value to 50 and hit enter. And by the way, if you find the figures too small, you can change the size of them. You can open the option dialog window by clicking on this button here in the quick access toolbar. And here in the middle, you find dimension font size. I have changed it to 20, but the default value is 15. And you can also change the number of decimal places. The default is 3, but you can change to any value you want. So in my case, I will click OK. We will continue to resize the block. I click on this handle and I will type 150 and hit enter. And I will click on the height handle and type 25 and hit enter. I double click on the middle mouse button to use the fit scene command. And I deselect by clicking in the background. We will continue by left dragging a block, and I will drop it here in this area. And we will resize the block to fit with the other block. To do that, I will use the Smart Snap function. I grab this handle, and in the same time, I press and hold the Shift key, and then I can move the cursor to this face or to this edge. When I release the left mouse button, I have aligned this side to this side. Do the same. I grab on this side, I will grab this handle, press and hold the Shift key to snap to this side, to this face. Then I have to orbit so I can see the other side. And it is important where to put the cursor when we orbit, because you will orbit the camera where the cursor is. For instance, if you have the cursor in the background, you will orbit the camera around the center of the camera lens. But if you have the cursor somewhere on a part, you will orbit the camera around that spot. For example, if I move the cursor to this edge, press and hold the middle mouse button to orbit, I will orbit around that edge. If I move the cursor to this corner, I will orbit around that corner, that spot. Or if I move the cursor here, I will orbit around that spot. So in my case, it was not so good. So I double click on the middle mouse button here to use the fit scene command. So in this case, for me, it's better to use to orbit the camera around the center of the camera lens. So I have the cursor in the background to orbit the camera, so I can see this side and this side also. So I grab this handle, press and hold the Shift key to snap to this side, and then I click on this handle to change the thickness of the block. I type in 20 and hit enter, and I also change the size of the block. I click on this height handle and type 30 and hit enter. Then I click on the top front left view for the camera. So I'm back where I was from the beginning with the camera view. We will continue by dragging a block, and we will drop it on this side. We drop it here, and we will do the same as with the other block. I will adjust it. Grab this handle, press and hold the Shift key to snap to this side, We'll orbit. I put the cursor in the background, orbit the camera, and I will grab this handle to snap to this side, and I grab this handle to snap, press and hold the shift key to snap to this side, and then I orbit again, click on this handle to adjust the thickness to 20, and I click on this handle to adjust the height, type 30 and hit enter. Like so, and then I click on top front left view, and we are back. Double click on the middle mouse button to fit scene. We will add some material to this part. We will use a cylinder. Left drag, and I will drop it here in the midpoint of this edge. You see there where there's a green dot is highlighted. When I release the mouse button, the cylinder will stand upright, but I want the cylinder to lie down in this direction. So, and it's standing upright because IronCAD say that this face is more perpendicular to the camera than this face. I have to orbit the camera a bit, so I have to delete this cylinder when it's selected. Then I orbit the camera, I put the cursor in the background and orbit so that this face is more perpendicular to the camera than this face. Then I left drag a cylinder again, drop it in the midpoint, like so, and now it is lying down. So I have to adjust it a bit. I orbit the camera so I can see from this view. I grab this handle and I also snap to this face. I will press and hold the shift key to snap to this face. I grab this handle to snap to this edge, and I will grab the diameter handle to snap to this side. So now it is in the right position. I will do the same on this side. I'd left drag a cylinder, drop it in the midpoint, orbit the camera. I will grab this handle, press and hold the shift key to snap to this face. Grab this handle, hold the shift key, press and hold, and to snap to this edge. Drag the diameter handle and press and hold the shift key to snap to this face. Like so, and now we have add the material we want. I will use the top front left view, double click on the middle mouse button to fit scene. We will also make a hole through the whole part, so we will use an H cylinder, left drag, and we'll drop the cylinder in the center here, and then we'll grab this handle to snap to this edge, press and hold the shift key, like so, and we'll also change the diameter to 30 and hit enter, and then deselect by clicking in the background. So as you see, it's very easy to model in IronCAD. Just drag and drop and use the size handles to resize. Well, this was a simple overview of drag and drop modeling and how to handle the camera. So I will close this scene. I click on this button, close, without saving.